you. Good reminder, because it sounds like the commute could be pretty nasty, especially tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's my concern. It's not because there's going to be a lot of snow. We're only expecting probably about 1 to 3 inches tops. But as the temperatures plummet into the teens, as you guys know, once you get below about 17, 18 degrees, the salt is not going to be very effective. Now, that's my concern tomorrow morning, as we've been saying for the last several days. So watch out because of that. I don't know what the attack plan will be for the counties, whether it's going to be salt. There may be a salt and sand mix. They may use some kind of liquid to put down on the roadways. Maybe they've already pre-treated, but that's what we're concerned about tomorrow. Good evening, everybody. As we look out over Grand Rapids, quiet conditions out there right now. In the weather headlines, the first one, Arctic air and lake effect tonight. First, we're going to see some regular snow showers from a cold front coming in, and then it's going to transition to a lake effect event. The air is going to be fairly dry, even though it's going to be cold. There's some other mitigating factors, so it's not going to be a huge lake effect event, but because it's going to be compounded by Arctic air and temperatures plummeting, it goes back to the salt not working again. So be very careful tomorrow out on the roadways. An icy Wednesday morning commute. We've been talking about this for the last several days here. And then we completely do a flip-flop. Later on this weekend, we're talking 40-degree temperatures plus. And like we've been saying for about the last week here at Fox 17, it still looks like a green Christmas. That is the way it looks like now. Could it change? Sure. But that's what it looks like right now. We have winter weather advisories that go into effect at 7 p.m. tonight and stay into effect until noon tomorrow for most of these locations that you see here. We've already got some snow showers beginning to blossom on radar from Grand Rapids up to the north. I would expect this to widen out and expand in aerial coverage, and then it will transition to the lake effect event overnight once the colder air comes in. No cold air on the map right now. This is fairly normal stuff for this time of the year, with temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. We pull out to a wider perspective. No cold air across the immediate lake, but as you go back into north central Wisconsin, that's where the Arctic air is. So the first push and development of the snow will be from the cold front and a little bit of a moisture feed off Lake Michigan. Then once the cold air starts to come in, it will transition to a lake effect event. But again, we're still looking at about 1 to 3 inches. Let's look at satellite and radar over the last several hours. You could almost trace the cold front out here, and you can see the way that snow is beginning to blossom just a little bit here. That will continue to increase and expand in aerial coverage here over the next few hours. We eventually will drop down into the teens by tomorrow morning. That's where the problem comes in. Snow develops over the next few hours as we go into the evening and transitions to lake effect, about 1 to 3 inches. We think about 1 to 2 inches, especially along and west of US 131. But in those persistent lake bands, somebody there may end up with about 3 inches. So not a big event, but because it's timed with the Arctic air and the colder temperatures by tomorrow morning, that's what's going to create the problems. It's not about the amount of snow here. We'll have a west-northwest wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and frankly, those are already starting to ramp up. That means it's going to drive our wind chills down as well. More on that momentarily. By 9 p.m., there's the low, there's the cold front, and there's the snow that's overspreading the area. This model's not picking up very well on the lake effect component, but trust me, it will be there. But there are mitigating factors that will keep it from piling up to 6 to 8 inches. Again, we're only talking about 1 to 3 inches here. Cold air is going to be in place. I think this shuts down by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon. We may even see a little bit of sunshine tomorrow afternoon. And then we're back into the teens for Thursday morning. That's going to be cold. And then Thursday, we rebound into the mid-30s for temperatures with partly sunny skies. Here's what we think will fall snowfall-wise in the area. Blue, about 1 to 3 inches. If you're out in the gray, it's going to be less than an inch. And then one last thing we'll show you, the temperatures. This is tonight at midnight. No big deal. The Arctic air is not in yet, but those are the warmest temperatures for Wednesday in the mid-20s, because by tomorrow morning, we're all generally in the teens with wind chills at or below zero. As we go to noontime tomorrow, notice the temperatures. The bigger, whiter numbers are in the teens with wind chills at or around or below zero. And as we go into 6 p.m. tomorrow, it's still going to be a cold day. Make sure you bundle up yourself and the kids at the bus stop tomorrow and even on Thursday morning, because it's going to be cold for Thursday morning as well. So 19 degrees tomorrow. Again, our actual high temperature occurs at midnight, probably in the mid-20s, but we'll never get back there during the day tomorrow. Wind chills are going to be running down around zero, and we may have some lingering snow showers left early in the morning, maybe some late day sunshine inland though. We bounce up to 34 on Thursday. We bounce up to 38 on Friday. There's the 40-degree temperatures I was talking about for this weekend. Tuesday is Christmas Eve, and there is nothing going on. So that's why we continue to maintain what we've been saying for the last week or so. Right now, looks like a green Christmas. Again, good for travelers, maybe not so good for the kids and for Santa, but that's where we're going, guys.